wonderful to see all of you again for today's meditation session. I want to begin today with a quote from a Hindu non-dualistic guru named Muji. I just finished some of a talk, a satsang of his recently, just this past month. And I want to, quote from that and maybe speak a little bit to that before we meditate here for 10 minutes. If you're new, we're a group. We are a group that meditates every day, and we're on a journey of building a meditation habit. For some of you, it's already begun. For others, this is just the beginning. So, welcome. I invite you to join us on this journey of meditating every day and holding each other accountable on that journey. Today's the day. If it's your first day, leave in the comments. I'd love to respond. And for anyone else who's been here, especially for those that have been here a long time, I'm always available via email if you'd like to discuss. I'd love to share videos and connections with other spiritual practices and teachers to help you as well. And I'm also thinking about doing maybe some kind of more, I don't want to call it exclusive. That sounds cheap. I don't like that. Some kind of more intimate setting, maybe through email. Join the email list blog so I can create that and maybe send like a video meeting link so we can all maybe do a live session. And I want to hear more from everyone else, what's going on with their life reality, kind of what level you're at when it comes to your pursuit of enlightenment, of liberation, of freedom, of presence, whatever that is for your meditation practice. So, yeah. Otherwise, here's this quote I'm going to read, and then we'll maybe have a few sentences after that, and then get into our 10-minute meditation. So, the quote from Muji: realization is not an education. It is a shift from person to presence, then from presence to absolute. It's very rare, but it's the destiny of all beings. It's just a matter of time. Time can be eons of time, or it can just be a moment. A good farmer knows when the fruit is ready. So that is a quote on the topic of beingness versus personhood. So we are all people, right? Individuals with names, with life experience, with the adventures that we've been on, the pain, the pleasure, the stories, everything, the evolution. Who we were when we were 10 years old is different than who we are at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, right? So that evolution of who we are as a person, that personal identity, is temporary, right? And the realization is from that shift of person to presence, which is the truth, that there's only the present moment, right? And so once we realize that presence, that realization from person to presence, then from there, where do we go, right? So for our meditation practice, it's about being in the present moment. How do you go beyond that, right? The enlightenment is becoming one with the absolute truth, right? And that absolute truth is something that cannot be completely verbalized or understood. And that's why the quote, realization is not an education, because the wisdom comes through the journey, and arriving at that realization can take your entire life. It may not even happen, or it can just be done in a moment when you are ready. And so you may not be ready. I know for myself, I'm not completely ready. I know that I'm on a path, and I'm on that path. So if you understand from some level of what I'm speaking to, if you can resonate, just know that this path from person to presence, from presence to the absolute, through our 10-minute meditation, I'd invite you to set down who you are as a person during this 10 minutes. Observe who you are, right? Know it, see it, and set it down. And when you sit in the present moment, observing who you are and everything else with your perception, you're perceiving everything in your reality, and then yourself as well, all of your experience, all of your stories, all your past, all of your desires for the future. You're experiencing everything, right? And you have your subjective personal identity that you can be aware of. When you're in this present moment, meditating for 10 minutes, set down who you are as a person. Set it down. Sit in the present moment. Observe who you are. Observe with awareness what's going on in your moment to moment presence. And as you sit in that presence, that which is perceiving all, contemplate that which is perceiving all in this present moment. That which is perceiving when you're in your true authentic beingness. When you've set down personal identity, you've transcended personal identity, and you're in the present moment. You can observe who you are, right? You can observe all of the phenomenon in your reality. But what is that thing that is perceiving? What is the seer? Who is observing, right? What is that is observing all? Contemplate that for 10 minutes. As you sit in that awareness, watching, can the observer be observed? Let's sit in that for 10 minutes and come to our own realizations. We begin in 3, 2, 1. Let's meditate. Okay, 10 minutes. Did you notice that perceiver, the seer, the awareness, in that awareness space, in the presence, in the present moment, the one that is observing, yourself and all others? When you're contemplating that, can the observer be observed? When you were contemplating that, did something come up for you? Did anything happen for you in that moment? Let me know in the comments if you have any questions about this, or if there's any confusion, or if there's any clarity out of this practice. Because from what I'm told from my teachers is how realization happens, the shift towards enlightened understanding, enlightened realization is not through more words and knowledge. It's through the wisdom that we gain through time, through that shift, right? From the person to presence, and in that presence, experiencing the absolute truth through contemplation, right? And it's not a understanding that's philosophical in words that makes sense as a rationale. It's not an understanding that is an emotional, release. It is, it's not physiological, right? Like from pain to pleasure, it is a subtle realization that is a truth that once we realize, it changes our perspective and it changes our perception of life. So I'll leave everyone with that. If you have any other questions, put in the comments. And I would love to speak more about this if you'd like. And otherwise, this is going to be my new practice for some time, is contemplating this observer, right? The awareness. Can the awareness be observed, right? That's what I'm going to be contemplating now going forward. And so if you want to come along with that journey, feel free. But as always, this space is for you and your practice as well, whatever it is, even if it is completely different than mine. So it's great to see everyone again. And if you made it this far, I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be here, to be able to practice with like-minded individuals like you. So thank you again. Thank you. And I'll see you all tomorrow for our next meditation session, as always. So I'll see you soon.